Siyayinqoba, 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 Siyayinqoba.
In this episode, we consider some lifestyle and eating choices necessary to stay healthy and avoid physical distress. Diabetes is a common chronic illness which affects people of all ages and which can have severe consequences if not treated properly.
My name is David Desmond Mason. I'm 63-year-old male. I've been a diabetic for 18 years. Being diabetic, I had a charcoal foot. I had an option, die or amputation.
You feel dizzy and shaky. Well, that's me. I don't know about Zach and stuff, but I feel dizzy and I get very hot and I get very angry.
Sometimes you're very lucky with your sugar. Sometimes you're not that lucky because you think one day, oh, okay, I think I'm handling my sugar really good. And then the next day, spaz, then everything is going up and down and going zigzag.
I'm mom to two boys who are both type 1 diabetics. My oldest son is Zachariah. He's almost 18 years old. He's been diabetic for the last 4 years. My youngest son, Yassine, was diagnosed at the age of 15 months and he's now 10, so it's been 9 years of him being diabetic.
The commonest types are type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is a state, it's mostly due to an autoimmune cause. So that means that the body secretes antibodies which attacks the pancreas, which leads to insulin deficiency. Type 2 diabetes, it's the commonest, it's increasing in incidence in the country. It's due to things like lifestyle changes, obesity, lack of exercise, poor dietary intake.
I've been diabetic for 9 years. I worked for a call center, and to keep ourselves energetic, we used to drink a lot of energy drinks. And I used to get symptoms, I used to feel tired, I used to urinate a lot. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to go and check it out at a doctor. And I went. From there, they diagnosed me, put me on medication. So the first 2 years was very difficult for me. Getting used to the fact that I am diabetic now. Everything has to change in my life. The way we ate, you know, we used to party because we were younger. That's the things we used to do. So everything has changed in my life from that time, you know. But I think during those 2 years, I messed it up because I didn't take control. I didn't do anything about it. I just continued being the same person.
What do you want? Well, Yassine, what do you want on your toast?
I want...
Can I have a toast and egg, no?
Yeah, I have toast and egg. The one where I can pop the yolk.
Yo, that's more difficult.
It's fine.
Do you want some tomato sauce with your egg?
What do you think? Yeah.
Ah, you see. There's also mayonnaise if you want.
Who puts mayonnaise?
Egg mayonnaise.
I have tomato sauce on the side.
Tomato sauce is fine. On the side.
On the side.
Not on the toast.
Not on the toast.
Um,
I forgot to tell you, I want you to cut my bread into little square blocks.
With Yassine being diagnosed at such a young age, I was fully responsible for him. I'd have to pin him onto the bed. My mum was living with me, and she'd have to hold his arms and I hold his legs, and we'd have to inject him. And when he became a little bit older, he said to me one day, "If you love me, why do you hurt me?" Gradually over the years, he's learned to check himself, inject himself, recognize his highs and his lows, and what to do for it.
Well, I do inject in my leg and stomach, but I need my mum to inject me in my bum and my arm.
Because he was diagnosed at such a young age, it's been a lifestyle for us. So when Zach was diagnosed, we were already in this lifestyle of eating at a certain time, managing what you eat, watching what you eat, controlling portions, getting enough exercise. So it was quite easy for him to slip into that because he was already in that role. So at this stage, I sometimes remind, I sometimes have to fight. I have to be sort of the bad parent to say, no, you have to now, because I know what the consequences are.
The complications are simply very diverse. can affect the entire body, so can lead to a decrease in eyesight, and can in absolute forms lead to bleeding in the eyes and retinal detachment. Kidneys can cause protein in the urine and up to kidney failure. Nerves, where the nerve is actually damaged and can cause tingling, numbness, paresthesias, as we call it, in the hands and feet. The heart can cause myocardial infarction or ischemic heart diseases. The brain, strokes or transient ischemic attacks. So left untreated, it's quite a dangerous disease. Obviously, the rate at which you will develop the complications depends on how badly controlled you are, for how long, and obviously genetic factors that may actually play a role in it.
I got it basically through the wrong style of living, you know, as they call it, jawling and drinking and parties and junk foods, and that's what started diabetic. Being a diabetic, you do tend to get a fractious foot. They call it a charcoal foot. It's quite awkward having a foot like this, you know, but I'm really looking after the foot. What I've had on this foot already is a debridement on the one side, on the right side, and 2 toes pulled out, the bones. So they put a plaster Paris on my leg, and after 3 weeks, it was started to bleed, and then they immediately took the plaster Paris off, and then I picked up 2 blisters and a cut on the side of the foot. Somehow or another, the wound just didn't want to get better, no matter what, you know. Eventually I had septicemia, and the last option was to amputate my leg, otherwise I would have been a goner. I wouldn't be sitting here today if I didn't do that. Because my kidneys and organs were packing up. So how I survived it, it's a miracle.
It's a huge amount of self-discipline, knowing that if you don't do it, you're going to get ill. A lot of times the children get quite resentful. The main thing is, why me? You know, why do I have to be diabetic when there are other people who aren't? Ready?
Yeah.
Does it help when I do this?
Yes.
You've lost about 20 kilos in the last 3 years, which is very good and has really had a great impact on your diabetes. Well done. Currently your BMI is still a little bit above target. Basically, this is what we're aiming for. We're aiming for about 1/4 of our plate with starch, and if we can, to make better choices. When we do have bread, rather seeded bread than normal white or brown bread. When we do have rice, brown rice or wild rice, corn and butternut, and sweet potatoes are also not a bad choice in terms of starch. When we have protein, also about 1/4 of our plate, in about the size of your palm, and then to fill up on more free vegetables, so excluding those starchy ones that we've just mentioned. So a lot more of that, but also to include fat in our diet, and especially the good fats, and in the forms of nuts and olives and seeds and avocados. But when we prepare our food, not to use as much fat for preparation. In terms of percentage, do you think you reach this type of portion control?
I know when I do have salad, it covers that vegetable.
Yes.
That's for sure. And the protein could be the same, more or less the same.
Yes, yeah.
I don't eat myself to a stage where you fall and then you feel lazy. You eat and then you feel sustained.
Yes.
But at the same time you feel good, you feel that you can do more things. You know, and that's how I feel now.
The main thing that is lead to your success, weight loss and diabetes control, is the fact that you've really embraced your diabetes and you've made it a lifestyle. You're not on a diet. You do have a few treats now and again, but mostly you stick within the principle of diabetes, controlling your portions, staying away from the sugary type of foods which have the biggest effect on our blood sugars, not drinking things like juices and iced teas and flavored waters that contains a lot of sugar. You're having vegetables mostly once or twice a day at least, which is very important. The reason for that is they're very low in carbohydrates and also low in calories, so they manage our diabetes and our weight automatically. Yes.
If we can maintain the diabetes at good control, we can reduce the risk of all of those complications I've mentioned before.
I let them live, but I make them aware of the responsibility. So when they leave home, they are aware of it completely, and they can take over from where I've stopped.
I have my diabetes under control.
You have to just live with it, and that's all. Just you have to live with it.
I feel like I'm on top of the world and my disease is part of me. I control it, and that's the best part, I control it and I know what is what for me, and it's working for me. Whatever I've been doing is working for me. And at this moment in my life, I feel like I don't feel as I'm diabetic, but I am.
Millions of South African women struggle with obesity. Some are re-evaluating their lifestyles and approaching a few tough choices.
Ndina 25, mna ndikhule ndithanda udlala. Esikolweni eprimary bendlala i-netball. Then from high school ndajoin idrama, so ndaba yi-actor ke ngoku. Senza ne-dance, physical theatre, and then ke ngoku ndamitha ne. So umitha kwam ke ngoku ndayeka idrama yonke into, ndahlala phansi, ndagena iweight ke ngoku kakhulu. So ndavele ndonqena ke ngoku uya kudrama yonke into ndayiyeka, ndahlala ndingaka ke. Oko ndandisisidudla ne. Kwawuzalwa kwam ndizelwe ndimkhulu, but ke ngoku ndibe more uba mkhulu, like uba ngu-size 40 ubeleka kwam. Ngoku ndiwesi man, because impahla zam andisandilingani. Yabona apha endlini bayahamba bayothenga ii-jumpsuits, mna ndahamba andifumani le jumpsuit bayinxibayo. Kaphinda kwakho idelela, nam ndayifuna le delela. Iidelela ziphela ko-38 ko-40, mna ndingu-44 andifumane isize yam. Abanye banxiba nooshoti abangaka, mna I can't because uba ndityebile funeka ndiphinde ndagquma lo mzimba, yabo. So ndidikwa nayo ezo nto wethu. But ke noba zizinto sizityayo thina, ubona kaloku uyabona musa wamhlophe basoloko bezigadile. Thina sityiwa kwanto. And enye into inoba yile minqambuli kufutshane kuthi nezi zibindi. Enye uba ndifuna upheka kowenu andinamali yombane, uhambe uyothenga amagwinya. Gwinya ne-French yi-2 rand, ubune-10 rand niyonela lonke. Amanqina, kukho namanqina into entsha, kuyasophorwa ngayo amanqina. Amanqina abrayiweyo, amanqina aphekweyo, zinto sizityayo ke thina ke apha, uyabo.
Ukutya andinothi ndithanda ukutya, ndithanda inyama yonke, kwayenyama, inyama ebomvu, inkukhu, sausage, yonke into, agwinya ne-fish and chips. I think ndiqale njengograde 5 ukhula kwam, like ubona uba ndizawuba mkhulu ke ndimdala. Ndandingenayo laa nto uba ndimkhulu, but ke ndazoyibona kakuhle ngoku ndikugrade 7. Asikhona abayana la makhaladi bona ibhuli, begezela, besithi umkhulu, bekubiza ngamagama. Andifili bad, andinguye laa mntu ukhubeka eli, but xa ndiya ndiyicinga laa nto iyandikhubekisa. Akumnandanga because engathi umdala kwabanye, and xa kusenziwa izinto mhlawumbi wena ungakwazi uzenza ezinye izinto. Like kipidi, bakho eza stretch ifike zenziwe, ufike kulalwa phantsi kuthini, ubona wena ukwazi, ubona uba ibuhlungu lana because awuyenzi into eyenziwa ngamanye abantwana. Ingase ngabe mkhulu njengam yena, andifuna abe mkhulu.
Kutheni ungafuna abe mkhulu?
Andifuni qha like andifuni like bona omkhulu zininzi into angazenziyo mna like into enxitywayo kwazi like into enxitywayo ngoku man mbona into irhalela qha anokwenza nto because ndicinga like mna ndikhule njani like into engazinxibi nentoni because akumnandanga xa ukubona ngesama iwesi because kukho ezi crop top into emfitshane bayanxiba mani but wena unalo loyiko uba umzimba wam and then naselwandle manxiba oshoti wena uyoyika umzimba wam umbi and akwazi unxiba so le nto angafuni mkhulu.
Well, the World Health Organization defines obesity as an abnormal or excessive fat accumulation that presents a risk to health. A simple measure of obesity is the body mass index. It's also known as the BMI. And this is how we determine if your weight is proportional to your height. A BMI between 25 and 30 is considered to be overweight, and a BMI of 30 and above is considered to be obese. There was a recent Lancet study that was done by the Metrics Health and Evaluation of the University of Washington, and they classified South Africa as having the highest rate of overweight and obesity in sub-Saharan Africa. And this means that 70% of women and a third of men are actually either overweight or obese. So this means that 7 in 10 women and 4 in 10 men are actually overweight or obese. However, this is not just an adult problem. It seems that 1 in every 4 girls and 1 in every 5 boys between the ages of 2 and 14 years are either overweight and obese. Obesity is also the major risk factor for non-communicable diseases such as heart disease like hypertension, stroke, as well as musculoskeletal disorders like osteoarthritis, and certain cancers like endometrial cancer, breast cancer, as well as colon cancer.
I've been taking Herbix.
Herbix, okay. And how often do you take that?
I only take it for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
So, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even finish the whole book.
Did you find any improvements in that?
No.
No, it was just expensive, hey? Yeah, exactly. You must make sure that with every meal you at least have salad. There are many aspects or things that actually affect obesity, and you can't actually pinpoint one specific culprit, but it's definitely our lifestyle that is largely to blame for this. We as South Africans eat too much, we consume too much alcohol, and we actually don't get enough exercise. If we look at our lifestyles, they have changed. We now no longer participate in any physical activity. We've actually gone to more fast foods and more convenient foods, and these foods are actually higher in salt, higher in fat, and higher in sugar. And this all adds to our consumption of added calories that we are not burning because we unfortunately don't participate in any physical activity.
What do you see in me? Do you think I'm obese?
Do I think you're obese? Okay, so based on the information that I've gotten from you, so I did your waist circumference measurement, I did your weight, and I measured your height. And unfortunately, I am the bearer of bad news, and yes, you are obese.
Ngoku ndifunda u-5, 6, 7 ndiweya u-90 and then ngoku after ndinomntana ndaweya 115 phaa phezulu like uba mkhulu kwam kakhulu after ndinomntana. Ndifuna at least ndiweya about 8 to 9. Ngoku 128.7 so because I know.
Eyona nto ndirhalelayo at least ndibe ndinxibe usize 38 or 36 ndibuyele class 38 and 36 because ngoku ndiyasokola iimpahla At least I can be in shape, yabo.
Like weight yam lendi way angoku like andiyithandi because it's too much. Ndingathanda uba ihle because ndineentloni ubona umntu xa kubuza unxiba bani ndibe neloyiko yobiza isayizi yam ne-weight yam xa kubuza inoba weyabani like ndibe sike ndim-avoid okanye ndibiza into ayicingayo uba nobe ndifanele.
Unestress na uzawuba nje ndifuna nestress.
Ndifuna uba ngapha.
Unayingaphi iminyaka yakho?
25.
Yho, hayi ke sana. Ndandinganjenanga nje nona-25 kaloku mna.
Ungaphantsi?
Ndandingaphantsi kaloku mna apha sitana sam.
Una-25? Ngoyicacile mna ndizothi ndina-30 ndibe sendingangawo.
Ndiyakuxelela ke mayisithuthi bhayi.
Xa kubuza umsazi bani?
You ngo-54.
Kodwa uyakwazi uphakama ibhedini?
Ndiyakwazi but bendikade ndingakwazi. Leki bendizihambele yaqonda. Qha ndenzeka ngoku ndiye ndagula yabona. Ndaniswekile leqonda. Ndamke ndokwenza operation enyaweni. So ndabuya ndawa ke ngapha ebhedini. Ngoku ke ndihamba nzima ke ngoku andililo eli lindisokolisayo.
Akho nto okwazi uzenzela?
Ndiyakwazi. Qha apha kwi-certificate kona kukwehlika ebhedini yayibona.
Awuphumi ngaphandle?
Andiphumi. Kaloku nginxiba ndinje nadazi bendiziphumela. Le nto lentombi yenze kulo nyaka kuphele uba ndilimali. Yakhe. Sukoyike yabona uba uzithanda ukuzixela ubana nguwe uzithanda ngokuba unjini yaqona. Akho mntu uza kuthanda xa wena ungazamkeli. Ukubona? Kwenzima nje kaloku asizenzanga kaloku. Asizenzanga kaloku sana sami yaqona. Asizenzanga into ebalulekileyo qha wena uyaphila. Jona ntombi uyafuna ne? Uyafuna ukuba right. Uyafuna. Uza kuba right sukhali. Uza kuba right.
Qale ngoba ndimbona shem inhliziyo yam iye yabuhlungu ndasijonga mna ndaqomba yabo if andayi ejimini or ndingadayethi ndizawuzibona sendinam sendiyiklabhedi. So ndizixelela one thing ngoku iyabona namhlanje ndenze sure uba nyhani ndiyadayetha andizukwenzela onye umntu ndizokwenzela mna. Andifuni umntu futhi uzondixebana mandenze bethini izawuphuma kum ngokuba ndim ofuna udayetha yabo. So ndizixelela one thing ngokuba noba ndiye ndajima 3 days a week yabona at least I'm gonna get there. Andizixelela ngumntu futhi ndizazenzela ngokwam yabo.
Siyayinqoba, siyayinqoba.